Episode 7, Captured. Head throbbing, Jeffries' throat burned with thirst. On opening his eyes, he saw nothing. He tried moving but couldn't, something held him. "They've tied us down to stakes, sir." That voice was weak and to his left. It took him a moment to put a name to it. Wes. "Yes, sir," the man paused, and his voice trembled. "I'm Senior NCO now. I'm glad you're alive and awake. I have no idea what to do." Those words were a stab to his gut. Jonathan Douglas Michel had 16 living kids from 4 marriages in his 400 years before joining the Legion. He had joined up over 100 years ago after one of his children died making a planet drop on a new colony without the Legion providing security against the wildlife. Jeffries had failed to keep their dad alive and would have to write each one of them telling them why. If he could survive this himself, that is. Making sure he kept his voice matter of fact to hide the terror trying to freeze him in place, he said, "I am blind. Anyone still have their glasses?" "No, sir. We are all buck naked and tied to stakes in the sand," Wes answered. "About that, sir," said a different voice off to his right that took him a moment to place. "Yes, Private Preston." The shaky voice said. "I can see somewhat. Maybe 40 meters before everything is a blur." From everything Jeffries had read about the laws of physics here, that should be impossible. Keeping his voice calm and reassuring, he asked, "How long have you been able to see like that?" "From the moment they took my glasses, sir," Preston said, his voice a bit calmer. Keeping any excitement out of his voice, Jeffries calmly asked, "What do you see?" Preston's voice became stronger and more sure, but the man was scared. 3 different races, sir, but only 2 fought. The sergeant was killed fighting the short, tan, bony dwarf. There's only one of them. I think the ones that didn't fight are mad at him for killing, though the other bigger ones seem happy he did. There are a couple of score of those big bears. There are none of the ones who were upset at the killing near. They're just over 1.5 meters tall and lizard-like. I have only seen 3 wandering in and out. They act like officers, always giving out commands." Hearing faint, distorted voices in the distance, Jeffries interrupted him. "How far from the gate are we?" "About 500 meters, said Dr. Green. "How soon can we expect a rescue?" "It sounds like more people have come over." "Did someone make it back?" he asked. "No sir," said Wes. "All accounted for either here or dead." "Then no rescue is coming anytime soon. They have no idea what they would be up against, and can't send robots to recon it." Green's voice became shrill. Then what fucking good was it to hire the Legion? Fighting to keep any hint of his anger out of his voice, Jeffries responded, "If we can get some people back to them with the information they need, you will see what men trained as soldiers can really do. But they won't move blind without information on what to expect." "We saw just what soldiers can do," Titus said, his voice cold and distant. "You, Michelle, and one more managed to kill 11 of them before that other became a factor. From the way he moves, I suspect his kind evolved on a high-G planet." Jeffries clamped down hard on the terror that a high-G opponent sent through him and took a breath. "If that is the case, then no one is getting back to the camp unless we can mob him with enough people." A different voice spoke. "About that, sir. I can get my hands free any time I like." "Weavers, is it?" he asked, as if just taking another routine report from him. "Yes, sir," Weavers said, his voice filled with relief. Again, keeping his voice matter of fact so his men would not get excited, he asked. "How sure are you, and how did you manage it?" "Almost positive I can get my hands free. Whatever they are not used to tying living things down. I could grab both stakes and twist them back and forth. Both are very loose in their holes now. I have been applying pressure with my ankles and letting it off. But I don't know how much good that will do." This time it was safe to let a smile creep into his voice. "All right everyone. Be very, very careful not to let our captors know, but start working your hands loose, and use applied pressure like weavers did on your feet." "And then?" asked Titus. "The squad attacks the small brown one while you, Green, and I run for the gate." He heard the sneer in Green's voice, "Running out on your men. Wes, who do you want doing the rescue? Major Wilson, with his untrained men, or myself, with a platoon trained to use primitive weapons?" "Run like hell, sir." You could hear the grin in that voice. "You see, Dr. Green, the only real chance for a rescue soon is my platoon. The only way that they can do so is if I am there to lead them. They can't just hand it to my top sergeant or have someone that doesn't know them, command them." People like Dr. Green made him glad he was no longer in academia. He got to work getting his hands loose.